It's time for more Ooooo Mega Cat. What's going on, everyone? It's Rich Haywood here from Bacon Ice Cream Productions and Team RTFC, welcoming you to another episode of Good Times with Retro Rich and Fun for Five. That's right. We have reached Evercade Friday, yet another collection. It is Collection 20. That's it. Collection 20. Right here in the hand. It's Mega Cat Studios Collection 2. And that's what we're going to go on today. There's only 8 games on here, which is cool. But we're going to go through them, and I'm going to give you guys some Rich's picks. But before then, a little bit of an Evercast preview. Not many times has this happened. It actually hasn't happened since, I don't know, about 2 weeks ago. We got that double dose, and then a week off, and then we're back on because it's the 2-year anniversary of Evercade coming up soon, which is awesome, right? Coming up right at the end of the month. They launched just after Memorial Day, just 2 years ago. Isn't that crazy? It's been 2 years. We've been talking about these awesome games and awesome systems. It's just great. It's just really cool. So we're going to have a lot to talk about, of course, on the Evercast. But just your little sneak preview, there was a little snippet from Funstock. And I got to say, that is a monster package that they've got going on over there at Funstock. So I'm not going to pull up anything or show anything. We'll save that for the Evercast. But just needless to say, for a cool, 550 pound sterling, not 550 US dollars, 550 pound. It's like 670 something dollars US. You can get now on Funstock a Evercade handheld, an Evercade VS, what looks like 4 controllers total for your Evercade VS. So I guess that's the system and 3 extras. And every single cartridge, 1 through 24, and the 4 arcade carts for a total of 28. That's crazy. Now, is it a deal or not? That's what the Evercast is for. There's your tease. So check us out tomorrow, Saturday morning, 11 a.m. EST for the Evercast, your weekly dose of Evercade goodness, to find out what we think about that. Now, let's go back to those richest picks and get ourselves over to the Evercade VS, where we'll play some Mega Cat Collection 2. We'll pick out some cool games that I want to make sure that everyone knows about. And I'll give you, like my kind of like impressions and whatnot on the other games in the collection. So let's roll. All right, cool. Here we are at Mega Cat 2. Now, in some games, in some of these times, we go ahead and play some of the cartridges we don't. We get a lot of feedback that people like the lots of talking about the game, maybe not necessarily as much as the playing of the game, but on a collection like this, I definitely do want to just jump in and show some cool things about some of these games. I think it might actually help with people's assumptions. Not is a bad word, but curiosity about some of these games. If you do not have the Mega Cat Collection 2, what is it about the game that you might want to have or not, right? So I think we will be jumping into at least 2 of these games as we go. But let's start with the picks. So Alter Ego Dream Walker, I'm going to give it a solid half pick. It was very close to getting a full pick. It's a pretty cool platform puzzler. It's got the cool idea of having so you have what they call a phantom twin, right? So you go through each puzzle and you move around, and it's you kind of similar to Alien Cat, right? Where you're moving your character and both of you are moving at the same time, but you can switch places with your alter ego, right? To avoid enemies, because the alter ego cannot get touched, but they also cannot pick up things. The puzzle element, though, is to place your alter ego in a place where they can be in the place where you can grab the red brick, or the MacGuffin of this game. You have to get these red gems. So you grab the ones you can reach, put your alter ego in a place where they can reach them, swap positions as long as there's not an enemy there, grab them all, you're good to go. Things that I like, I mean, I love puzzle platformers. I really like the aesthetic. I really like the graphics, and the sounds is pretty good. The one thing that keeps it from a full pick for me, though, is the fact that the controls are just a hair slow, and it's hard to describe, and it's harder even to show. But I think they're just a hair slow for me on this one. So I can't give it a full pick, but if you're into puzzle platformers, absolutely play this game, 100%. And who knows, it might be a full pick for you. So alter ego, half pick. Now, Arkagis Revolution is the first full pick of this cart, and the reason why is because it's two-dimensional Descent. Now, a lot of people might not know what that game is, but Descent was a fully 3D tunnel shooter in the real early days of 3D shoot 'em ups in the Quake age, in the Unreal, like that kind of stuff. There was this game. It may have even been before Unreal, but definitely after, of course, Doom and Wolfenstein, all that kind of stuff. But it was first person. You fly through these different tunnels, and you got floaty controls, and everything's a little off. But you're this mining ship, and you get to just shoot around, and you shoot enemies, and you can shoot through walls or whatever. It was a really cool game, very, very cool. And it stuck with me. It stuck with me so badly that I remember both the game and how it looked and how it played. And I didn't play a lot of PC games back then. A handful I really dug my time into, but that one really stuck with me. And this game just oozes a 2D version of that kind of play style, and I adore that floaty kind of play style thing. I think the controls are cool, are really cool. I would get into the game, I would play it to show you, but maybe I will. But you've got your rotations on the X and B button, and your fire on the A. You know what? Let's load in and see a little bit of this, because it's just Mega Cat. It's just really cool. I'm just gonna just go in and all right. Yes, Mika. Yeah. I think it's cool too that you have things that have voices and stuff like that. But as you can see, he's kind of floating around here. You can tell that there's still movement after you're done pressing. But the cool thing is you can shift your aspect by toggling X and B, and then of course you get your shot there. Now there are some negatives. The bosses in this game, especially the first one, they are bullet sponges. Let me tell you, it is absolutely obnoxious to take these enemies down. I just before the shoot here, I played a little bit, and I wound up going all the way to get to the first boss, and I forgot how difficult it was to take him down, and it's insane, and you've got to kind of do this thing where you're like this, you're doing a continuous drift while trying to beat the enemy, going back and forth between your drifts and all that kind of stuff. And it's really hard to do. And you can see that you're doing damage to the enemy, to the boss. But, oh man, it was rough. It was rough. But anyway, I absolutely love this whole floaty, kind of shooter kind of thing. And it's not too difficult. There are enemies that come at you, but you keep your distance enough, you're going to be fine. And that's coming from someone that is terrible at shmups. So I'm absolutely terrible at them. But I can get through this. So Arkagis Revolution, I'm just going to go with that. Gets a full pick. Now, Dweevil 2. I almost want to say this. You know what? I'm going to. This is a miss for me. It's a miss. No pick for Dweeble 2. The reason why is because when you play a platformer, you expect, I mean, at least me, when you play a platformer, when I play a platformer, I expect a specific type of jump, a specific type of jump mechanic. You hit the button, you get the the acceleration of the jump. Maybe it's a little shorter, maybe it's a little longer or whatever, but they all kind of give the character a certain amount of arc. But for whatever reason, it could be my own play style, it could be the fact that I need to do something else, not sure, but the jumping in this game is a little too precise. But what I mean by, like, the character shoots up and then comes down super kind of fast, but almost in a straight line or an angle, but there's no real arc to the jump. Like, there's not, you constantly miss things. And again, I went over these right before I did this video, and I just can't like get over the fact that I want to hit a button and do something, and then it's not letting me. So, and again, it could be me, it could be just whatever. But again, if you're into platformers, it is kind of cool. It's kind of cool looking, and it's got some great stuff. But I'm not positive about it. So we're gonna move on to Golf or Gluff. This one gets a full pick. And the reason why, and I don't know why it is, but I love like the painting puzzler thing. I like City Connection. I like Super Painter. I like this one, and this one's kind of cool because you charge yourself up with the ability to do your blocks that you have to do, and then you just hop around, and if you're charged up, you hit the blocks and you're good to go. If you're not charged up, you got to go to the charging block and charge yourself up, and then go and do it, and then find the exit and go. Pretty simple puzzle platformer, whatever. But again, controls are there, character is there. It's funny, it's quirky. I like the graphics, and I think it's fun. Full pick right there. Misplaced is another one that I would say just maybe shy, just a little bit shy of a full pick. I'm going to give it, I'm not going to say 3/4 pick because I'm not going to do that. It gets a half pick, but you know what I mean. It's so close to a pick, but again, it's controls again in a way, and it's just because it's weird to have that 3-button XAB control scheme, where your talk action is on X. In this game you can stop time pretty much and record yourself a motion that will allow you to do things like walk over air or something like that, and then an execute button. I would rather the talk action button be on A and the stop record and play buttons be on X and Y. I don't know why, but that just kind of makes sense to me, because I consistently am hitting the cancel button for the play and record while I'm doing this game, and I've played this for a couple hours, and it just, for whatever, my brain can't click. So every once in a while I'm hitting a button, and then I got to do it again, and then I hit the same button, and then it just gets a little too much for me. But if there was a way to move those around, I'm sure I'd have a grand old time, because my brain would be like, okay, yeah, I know where my buttons are, and I know where to hit it, and they're in a comfortable place for me. So then full pick status would be retained or obtained, but not right now. It's a half pick for Misplaced. And Romeo and Julie Cat. It's just a straight up puzzle game that is kind of like Tetris, only nothing falls, and you have to strategically place your puzzle pieces in the playfield so that you have enough room for the next piece. And the game knows if you can't put that last piece in there, you can't break it up, you can't do whatever, it's just game over. So you can go on a really great run. If you're a puzzle fan and you're just you know kind of where to fit the things, and you get 3 to choose from, you get 3 pieces to choose from, so you can get that last double or triple line just so you can fit that bigger piece and start over. start your next building run. I think it's cool. I think it's a really neat game, and it's got cool aesthetics, and these are all kind of indie games, right? It's just like getting another dose of indie heroes by doing Mega Cat. Now, this is cool. You know what? I'm going to save that for the wrap up, but I'm going to put a pin in that. Romeo Julie Cat full pick. I think it's neat. And if you're into puzzle games, especially if you're into like the Tetris game puzzles, I would say just give this a whirl because it's cool. I'm not going to score Roniu's Tale. And I know that it's mostly there, and it is a fun game, but it's not all there. As we know that those that have picked up Mega Cat Collection 2 will get this handy-dandy Roniu's Tale thing here in the case that says, hey, look, we got you this cool game. It's on here. It's not fully complete because the developer needs more time. Bear with us, and we will make sure that we put this in an update and get you the full game. And then you will get the full game when it is finished. Great. Fantastic. But it isn't. So therefore, I just issuing a pick, I don't feel right doing that. So I'm not going to. So, but Roniu's Tale is cool. It is a puzzle game, very much in the same vein of some of the others that we've played on Indie Heroes. And I think there was one or two on Mega Cat, maybe, that was kind of like that. It was like you move the character and you could only... you have to find an optimal path in order to grab the MacGuffin thing that you're picking up. And in this case, it's like an orb and then the key and then leave the studio, kind of like, the level, like Alien Cat and like that kind of thing. So that is the kind of thing. But the aesthetic, the graphics, and the music, very, very cool. So I can definitely recommend you play the game, especially if you're into that kind of thing. But I just cannot. No picks. Not a no pick, but I just cannot, say whether or not I will give it a pick or not. Which brings us to Yazzie, which gets a full pick because I think it's really cool. This overcomes some of the control issues of some of the other games on the Mega Cat Collection. I think it's really easy to get a hold of and play. So as far as the puzzle platformers go, this may be the one that feels the best to me, if that makes any sense to anyone. But, it doesn't, don't let that deter you from playing any of the other ones, especially other puzzle platformers on this collection that I've given picks to. This is a cool thing, a cool game. Again, it's another one of those puzzle platformers where you can move around the map. You're collecting objects, and there are other people that are your size that are the evil people that are trying to get you, that are trying to grab you. Actually, you know what? I'm going to jump into this one because
Mega Cat.
Ooh, I don't know what it is about that. I think it's kind of cool. But so I'll show you this real quick. Let's see if I can get in here. Come on. Let me start. There we go. All right, entering the mansion. So pick up these gold bricks, and sometimes you need the hammer. All right, so you got the hammer. You can get the hammer. Whoops. That is another thing. There are sometimes you need to watch where you're placing the buttons, because A is I'm not making it in this puzzle and restart. So that is a gripe. It doesn't fully take away from the pick, because as you can go through the game, there are other ways of getting things done. So as you can see, this little guy here is going to chase you around, and if you're not careful, he'll get you. But he's pretty slow. You will move a little faster, and you go and you grab your stuff, and then you go to the next one. The cool thing about this game, though, is so in these green maps, these green world maps, your ability to transfer between platforms is just by hitting down, and you can move incredibly quickly through the map. Now I just messed myself up there, but it's it's really, really cool, and I think it's a very, very neat. It's very neat that you have the ability to move around the map that quickly. So, it was like you're you're the speed in which you can go through these levels is really, really incredible. So, like there's how to do that the right way, right? Um, so I like the fact that you have that ability, and you have the ability to kind of control the environment too. So like the enemies start on the right hand side, right? Well, this will create a bridge, will allow them to come over and get you. But while you're over here, you can just get all the 5 of the ones that you need. While they're down, you can do the top bridge, come on over, and then like start using the green to navigate faster through the map. Very cool, very well done. I full pick. So that's it. That's all 8 games. Your full picks are Arkagis Revolution, Gluff, Romeo and Julie Cat, and Yazzie. So that's half the card gets a full pick. So this is a pretty solid collection in my book. But let's go to the wrap up and talk a little bit more about that. All right, cool. So there it is. There is Mega Cat Studios Collection 2. Now, the thing I wanted to bring up about the differences between Mega Cat Studios and, because I said before, this is a collection of a lot of indie titles, right? Which puts it in the pantheon of like an Indie Heroes collection. But I don't know if it quite gets there. Indie Heroes Collection 1, I think, is such a great mix of very curated titles that feel different, but different in even more of a different way than in the Mega Cat Collection 2, right? So these are other indie games that feel different as well, but it's just, I don't know, for some odd reason, the Mega Cat games, they don't have the, I don't know, is it the charm factor? Is it the some of the games maybe are lacking a little shine, a little polish? Not sure exactly what it is, but there is something that I can distinctively feel that is different between the Collection 2 games here and the Indie Heroes games. But even more differently, Mega Cat Studios 1 is kind of like what would happen if you gave somebody a whole collection of mega hit games, right? And then said, do them in your own way, right? So we all know like Justice Duels, Joust, and even Coffee Crisis could be any other beat 'em up, but it's got a cool flavor to it. And all those other games have some kind of analog to them, right? Was it log jammers? Is basically wind jammers on logs in a river. It's so you can kind of see that collection is a little different even still than Mega Cat Collection 2. So fans of Mega Cat 1 was like, oh sweet, I get a whole bunch of other games that feel like other games. Well, not so much. This is more like getting Indie Heroes 1.5 in my opinion, than anything else. But again, this is in just a different way. Now there are standouts. Like I said, Arkagis Revolution and Yazzie, I think are maybe the 2 strongest as far as play, as far as gameplay goes. And the rest of them, definitely worth your time, and especially Gluff and Romeo and Julie Cat, definitely worth your time to play. And perhaps even Ronus's Tale. Should it be finished soon. But that's how I feel about this one. As I'm getting now, we've done now all 20, right? We're at 20. We've got 4 more collections to go in the regulars, and then 4 arcade carts to do. And then we got to start looking at what we're going to do after this. Now that we've hit 20, like I got to start thinking, like, does my rankings change? How does the second set of 10 rank against the first set of 10? If you guys are with me this long in the video and you want to hear that answer, let me know down below in the comments and say, hey, Rich, maybe take a pause on these collection things, get some more, and then do the next set of 10 when they come out, and start talking about rankings and that kind of thing, right? I also have another idea too about, after I'm done with all of those things, really doing a revisit on some of those richest picks from each collection, doing a single episode just on that game, just specifically because I picked it, to kind of give you a reason, more of a reason why. Let's play more, a little more gameplay, a little more analysis, maybe even kind of give a review kind of thing, and we'll take it from there. If you guys want to hear that too, let me know again down below. But that's it for today. That's it. That's all we got. I'm going to hit stop on this, try to get this up real quick for you guys. Don't forget, tomorrow, the Evercast, 11 a.m. EST. Got some cool stuff. And who knows? Maybe some other things will drop overnight. Who knows? Yeah. Blaze is all sorts of crazy, so you never know. But until then, we will catch you next time for some good times. I'm Rich, and we will see you later. All right, take it easy, guys.
RTFC.baconicecream.com